Now, I'm not an astrologer, but if I was, I would tell Nicki Minaj she did an amazing job at picking out the time and the date to release her Pink Friday 2 album. Not only did Miss Nicki Minaj release it on her birthday, but she actually had a full energy alignment in this time. I don't know who she has helping her make these cosmic alignments, but whoever it is absolutely amazing in the choices that they created with these upcoming intentions. She basically manifested the best album of the year for a female rap artist. So let's take a look at her birth chart. So Nicki Minaj is a sun in Sagittarius. She also has a moon in Virgo, and she is an Aquarius ascendant. A few things that I want to point out is not only is Nicki Minaj a Sagittarius stellium, but she has a lot of energy in her 10th and her 11th house. These houses are very important when it comes to decisions in career. And one of the things that's most important right now is that Nicki Minaj is basically in her solar return energy as the sun is illuminating this energy house, which is giving her all the potential of growth. And as one might say, manifesting. One of the things that really stands out to me in her chart is not only does she have her sun in Sagittarius, but she also has her Mercury in Sagittarius. So not only is Nicki Minaj so smart by releasing her album literally on the same day as her birthday, but it has a lot to do with that Sagittarius stellium energy. So she is a Sagittarius sun. She also has her Venus and her Mercury in Sagittarius, but that's not all. She also has her Neptune and Uranus in Sagittarius. As you can all see, it is over here towards the 10th and the 11th house. And one of the things that I want to point out about as it currently is Sagittarius season is that she has this energy of the sun making this huge alignment in a lot of her planetary alignments. She also has that energy of not only her really taking the authority of who she is, where she's come from, and what she will continue to do to stay in the number one spot, but also she's letting the collective see her vision. As she has her Venus, Mercury, and her Neptune all aligned in her 11th house. Another thing that I think is very interesting is how she released the upcoming dates to her tour. She literally did it right as we approach the energy of the new moon in Sagittarius, which is actually happening tomorrow on 12/12 at 6:32 p.m. Eastern Time. And she currently has a moon in Virgo, which makes that energy very strong in aligning who she is in her energy space and also who she is as somebody who is tied into their emotional space. So this is allowing the collective to feel her, see her, and actually feel one and aligned with her on an emotional level as well. I think we also have to remember that Sagittariuses are backed up by Jupiter, which is all about expansion, energy alignment of creating more growth, prosperity, and even getting a little bit lucky. Not only is her album very talented and it highlights her talents, but it shows that energy of her moving forward. A lot of people were speculating, was this album going to be as good as it is? And it totally is. So if you haven't checked out her album, I highly suggest you do, because we really see her unique ability to transform not only who she is, but also who we know she is and how she continues to stay aligned with that number one spot, especially as we see that she is a Aquarius rising, which makes her very rebellious. Her album feels very nostalgic. It reminds you of why you fell in love with Nicki Minaj in the first place, but it's also different and it's also unique. And while she keeps her areas of who she is the same, she still is able to show you that she could bring something new and communicative to the collective. And one of the things that lets me know that she's not going anywhere anytime soon is that she has her Jupiter aligned in Scorpio in her 10th house as well. So this energy is really letting her get lucky in expansion all over the place. Also, what I want to say is that when we are looking at somebody's chart who is so iconic, we have to look at where is the energy at the most. And as we can see, the energy is mostly in the 8th, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th house. And these are all considered very high illumination energy sources. For instance, the eighth house is known for that energy of intimacy, trust, and a little bit of secrets. I definitely feel like her downfall might be areas of trust and energies of secrets, but it is also something that makes her very mystical and occult-like. I think that she has a place in who she is that feels a little bit mystic and almost surreal. And she has a natural divine energy towards the cosmos. Another thing that I want to point out is that in her area of having her Mars in her 12th house in Capricorn really shows that she is about receiving and also putting energy towards her ambitious state. I think she's going to continue to release some more albums. I don't think she's like retiring anytime soon, but I do think that that is something that she does think of. But she takes her time. She's just not releasing tracks spontaneously. Like, she really took her time with this album, which was kind of hard for her because she does have that spontaneous energy in Capricorn where she kind of wants to just like spit off at any time, but she knows that for her to make high quality music and a high quality album like this, she has to take her time. We also have to remember that that Capricorn energy is considered like almost like a work like energy that's very standard to what it means. And it being in her 12th house lets her have those not only conscious decisions, but unconscious decisions as well, where she is sharing her dreams of her passion. She's living definitely in her divine path. And what's also interesting about this is that her moon in Virgo trines her Mars in Capricorn, which makes it feel very, like she feels very assertive, masculine, and in all honesty, like a total alpha. But it also has that feminine nature about her. And I really feel like that's highlighting, especially with that energy of almost like her knowing that this was the approach she had to take, getting back that nostalgic area, because we have to remember that the Cancer is seen as a very feminine and energy that feels feminine and feels nurturing. So she is basically giving back the collective what they've been waiting for, what they've been wanting. And I think she did an amazing job. So best of luck to her.